Welcome back to the second hour of our debate for today. Like we said earlier on, this week we're deciding the final 8 students to join our round of 16. We had 8 last week. We just had the 9th earlier on.
Right, Bethel
progresses. It's time to determine who else progresses today. We have a battle of 13-year-olds on our hands.
All right. Ebule Timothy Chukwuebuka is 13 years old, a student of Bijamic Private Schools. How do you pronounce that? Is it Bijamic? Okay, Bijamic Private Schools. And Anthony Ndukwe Anagha is also 13, a student of New Hall International School. He's in year 10. I presume that's SS1 as well. Fantastic. And Ebule Timothy Chukwuebuka is also in SS1 Lagos. The topic for this hour is: it is more advantageous to be gifted at academics than sports. It is more advantageous to be gifted at academics than sports. One will oppose the motion, the other will support the motion. They were both told to prepare for both sides of the topic. We will now see who gets to support and who gets to oppose.
And as we go through the ritual of determining whether you support or oppose, really interesting issue. I noticed Timothy got up quickly. He wanted to be the one to
swiftly
choose. It doesn't look like he chose what he would have liked to debate, but we'll find that out in just a bit.
It's about to be an interesting, because Femi, I mean, you'd agree the topic is quite interesting.
It is interesting, and I cannot wait. However, Masters Timothy and Anthony, the judges will award points to you based on the number, quality, and originality of every unique point you make. They will also judge your style, and they will base that on the clarity of thought and eloquence of presentation, depending on what you do. Okay? So, again, originality, uniqueness of your points goes a long way. Now, 3 rounds: presentation, rebuttal, and, of course, closing rounds. The rebuttal round is unique because in the rebuttal round, you get to challenge the assertions your opponent made in their presentation rounds. You listen, you take note of what you want to rebut, perhaps quickly put down the note of what you want to rebut with, and then you know what to do. Now, if after those 3 rounds, both of you are tied, we will engage you in a tiebreaker round. For that round, it's simple. You switch sides. You now support what you opposed before or oppose what you supported before. We'll give you just 5 minutes each. 1 5-minute shot, and that will be it.
That's right. And if for any reason you finish rebutting the points made by your opponent, you may wish to add extra points of your own. Okay? As long as the points are original and unique, judges will award marks to you. Is that clear? Are the rules clear?
Remember, everyone, this debate is between 2 13-year-olds. Young minds. Both of them in SS1 or year 10. Ebule Timothy Chukwuebuka is from Bijamic Private School. Anthony Ndukwe Anagha is from New Hall International School. It will be the second contestant from New Hall
in this season.
May the best debater or may the better debater in this debate win.
That's right. Let's find out how both debaters picked. I'll start with Anthony. What side will you be taking today?
The proposition, ma.
You are?
Proposition.
You are supporting the motion. Interesting. That leaves Chukwuebuka with the opposition. So, Lagos, the topic is: it is more advantageous to be gifted at academics than sports. Anthony will say, yes, it is more advantageous to be gifted at academics than sports. Chukwuebuka Timothy Ebule will say, no, it is more advantageous to be gifted at sports than at academics. They have the topic, they know the rules. Let's debate.
We'll recommend you both use your headphones.
Okay.
Remember, your mics are adjustable, so feel free. Lagos, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube.
Make sure you're comfortably seated. Are you comfortably seated?
Don't worry.
Okay. Oh, the chair is a little high for you.
You may lean forward if you want, okay? Just be comfortable. As I said earlier, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info, I beg to differ. Join the live stream so you can see these brilliant young boys go head to head. It is now time to debate. The motion supporter is Anthony Ndukwe, a 13-year-old student of New Hall International School. He is in year 10. He is supporting the motion that it is more advantageous to be gifted at academics than sports. Anthony, your 3 minutes start now.
While sports provides physical prowess, academic illuminates the mind, proving that the true game changer as a pursuit of knowledge that lasts a lifetime. With this, I would like to say good afternoon, panel of judges, our timekeeper, my co-debater, and my lovely audience. My name is Anthony Ndukwe, and I'm a representative of International School, and I'm here to support the motion which states, and I quote, it is more advantageous to be gifted in academics than sports. Firstly, I'd like to make mention of the numerous career opportunities acquired through academics. Academic offers a strong foundation for diverse career paths and diverse skill sets. Where sports offers unique benefits, academic plays a pivotal role in shaping a well-rounded individual in society. Also, in addition, academic provides us economical and financial knowledge which are necessary for us to even handle the vast amount of wealth acquired through sports and entertainment industry. Numerous people have lacked this economical and financial knowledge, which are led them to fall into bankruptcy and debt, such as the former English striker David James and Paul Gaskin. Even the retirement age for sports and entertainment industries differ with academic industries, from 35 to 40 to 60 years. Even the economic rate is a big disparity. As of December 2021, it was stated that people with a bachelor degree earn $24,900 more per year than those with a high school diploma. Also, the employment rate differs. A research done by the U.S. Census Bureau states, and I quote, that as of December 2020, only 2.1% with a bachelor degree were relieved of their jobs, while 58% of people with a high school diploma were relieved of their jobs. Even education level and poverty rate is an alarming rate shown. Also, it was stated that only 4% of people with a bachelor degree are considered lower than poverty, while 19% of people with a high school diploma are considered lower than poverty. Even GM, the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, states, and I quote, that academic plays a pivotal role in shaping a well-rounded individual and also supporting leadership skills, communication skills, cooperation skills, disciplinary skills, perseverance and resilience, and many other attributes necessary. And likewise, academic provides intellectual development, career stability, career mobility, long-term career opportunities, and long opportunities for the society, even has a huge economic impact in the society. Similarly, education provides a solid foundation for diverse career paths, critical thinking, and diverse skill sets. Academic achievements open doors for various career opportunities and various career sets. Also, academic widens our global perspective of the geographical location and also things about the society and also the individuals in the society. Academic also helps with life development, life skills improvement, also helps with communication skills, association, social skills, can be form of entertainment and recreation if used wisely. In addition, I'm also stating academic helps in assisting and life skills management, long-term career opportunities, can also career stability, career mobility, can also increase your access to healthcare, such as indices from the AHDI states that academic plays a pivotal role in widening the healthcare services, healthcare programs, and also the healthcare coverage that you can have. In conclusion, I'm stating academics is a necessity, and it's a need, that is not a want. It's not something that can be substituted or take as an entertainment or a minor factor. I want to understand that academic is the next necessity in the society, and it's needed for us to even move forward in society. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Timothy, for your opening comments, your presentation round. It's now time for, pardon me, we started with Anthony.
That's right.
Anthony, that's Anthony's presentation.
Well,
we'll now go
hear
to Timothy's own presentation.
Timothy is opposing the motion that it is more advantageous to be gifted at academics than sports. Timothy, your 3 minutes start.
It is true that those who are gifted at academics have impacted greatly on the world. The big question now is, would this have been possible if they weren't physically and mentally strong? Good day, moderator, panel of judges, accurate and keeper, co-debater, and my ever-attentive listeners. I am Ebule Timothy, and I'm here to oppose the motion which says it is more advantageous to be gifted at academics than sports, with the following reasons. Firstly, it brings about physical fitness and overall well-being of the body. Sport, as most of us already know, reduces the risk of cardiovascular diseases. Or don't you know that you have to be healthy before you can even think of utilizing your gift as academics? Secondly, they develop life skills such as discipline, time management, and leadership, which will be very valuable in various aspects of their lives. And this leads me to my next point, which is the fact that they are better off at facing life challenges than those gifted at academics. They are more resilient, they persevere more, and they have mental strength. Also, they are more respected and recognized globally than those gifted at academics. For example, I am sure you know that the likes of Isaac Newton are only known within their academic fields. Would you want to compare this to the likes of Ronaldo, who is known across broad? Again, it gives them the opportunity of making friends with those who are in position. For example, in the US, all those who win championships are invited to meet with the president. How many people gifted at academics have such opportunities? Again, they are better team players. Most sports, as some of us already know, are played in teams. Unlike academics, where you work alone in most cases, which might lead to loneliness and depression. Again, they are more financially secure than those gifted at academics. For example, Ronaldo is currently earning, wait for it, $220 million at Anagha. Not to talk about very own Victor Osimhen, who was a Lagos street hawker and is now earning $18 million yearly. Again, they are better goal-getters. Sport is a competitive event. The goal of every participant is to win, and this they carry on into various aspects of their life. Moving on, they have the opportunity of making friends with celebrities. Most people, as some of us already know, are obsessed with celebrities. Don't you know that being gifted at sport frees you from this? Or do you want to tell me that you have never imagined what it would feel like interacting with celebrities like Serena Williams, David Beckham, JJ Watt, Davido, Wizkid, Rema, etc. Lastly, they impact quickly on the world's economy. According to Economics Modality Specialist International, sport industries in America create job coverage, produce jobs of 456,000 with a salary coverage of $39,000 as at 2013. With all these points of mind, you all must agree with me that it is more advantageous to be gifted at academics than sports. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The topic remains, it is more advantageous to be gifted at Anyway, Lagos. These kids have left my tongue tied.
Yeah.
They have left my tongue tied. But I am now untying my tongue so that I can say that it is more advantageous to be gifted at academics than sports.
And it's now time. Yeah, it's time for us to take a short break.
That's right.
I can't wait for the rebuttal round.
Indeed.
It is better than I had hoped for. So thank goodness. When we come back, you would have these similar sounding named guys. Even their names. You have to go from Timothy to Anthony and Anthony back to Timothy.
That's right.
Go at it. Brilliant 13-year-olds. Now, this is what I'm talking about.
That's right.
Yes, that's how you debate. We'll be back right after this.
Lagos, if you've been thinking about getting a gadget upgrade, then you'll be interested in the info I'm about to give you, especially if you're trying not to break the bank in getting a brand new one. And the part that gets me is that their gadgets come with a warranty. Yes, I'm not joking, Lagos. Pre-owned gadgets with a warranty. Let me introduce you to Obiwizi, Nigeria's pioneer e-commerce platform for pre-owned gadgets with a warranty. Yes, here you can purchase all your favorite gadgets and quality accessories, both brand new and pre-owned. You can also trade in your older devices to get a newer model in a simple and convenient way. To crown it all, when you decide to sell off your device to meet that important cash obligation, Obiwizi is your guy. They've got you any day, anytime. So what are you waiting for? You can call 0813-943-5241. 0813-943-5241. For more updates, you can also follow their social media platforms on Instagram at ObiWeezyCare. That is in small letters ObiWeezyCare, or on X at ObiWeezy. That is in small letters ObiWeezy. And they will definitely respond to your emails if you send them a message at info@obiweezy.com. That is info@obiweezy.com. With convenient offline and pickup stores in Ikeja, Lekki, Abuja, and Bini, Obiwizi delivers nationwide. Visit www.obiwizi.com today. That is www.obiwizi.com today, and upgrade your gadgets the easy way.
All right, welcome back as the debate continues between Anthony Ndukwe, Anagha, and that's of Newhall International School. 13 years of age in year 10 or SS1. And Ebule Timothy Chukwuebuka is also 13 from Bijamic Private School in SS1 just as well.
That's right. Before we went on the break, you heard the presentation rounds. We are now going straight into the rebuttal rounds. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. You cannot miss it. Nigeria Info, I beg to differ, live on Facebook and on YouTube.
And as a reminder, just in case you had followed the first live stream on Facebook or YouTube and you had hoped to continue on that live stream closed at the end of that debate.
That's
so
right.
a new live stream was open for the second debate. Refresh your feed and find the new one where you find this brilliant and really good-looking 13-year-olds.
That's right. The topic is, it is more advantageous to be gifted at academics than sports. The motion supporter is 13-year-old Anthony Ndukwe Anagha. The motion opposer is Ebule Timothy Chukwuebuka, also 13 years old. For this round, we will start with the motion opposer, Ebule Timothy Chukwuebuka. Your 3 minutes start now.
Thank you. Firstly, you said that those who are gifted at academics, that being gifted at academics helps the mind. Well, being gifted at sports also helps the mind more. How? Because like the saying goes, a healthy mind resides in a healthy body. And like I've said in my point, those who are being gifted at sports helps the mind to be exercised so that they'll be able to think well. You also said that it opens being gifted at academics open more career opportunities. Well, are you aware that most of the people that being gifted at sports actually gives more career opportunity because those who are gifted at sport don't have to go around and start looking for jobs. When people see that they are very good at their particular sport, then clubs want to sign them in. Unlike academics, so you have to move from industries to companies to look for jobs. Again, you also talked about the economic, that they impact better on the economic. Well, those who are gifted at sports actually impact more on the economy because they use the money that they make from their sports to help the less privileged. For example, you are aware that Ronaldo is using part of his money to feed thousands of children. Again, you also talked about communication skills. Well, those who are gifted at sports actually have more communication skills because those who are gifted at sport don't reside in those who are gifted at sport play in teams, like I've said before, which allows them to communicate with their teammates for them to be able to know how their next tactics will be. You also talked about critical thinking skills. Those gifted at sport have more critical thinking skills because one has to be skillful for them to be able to know. For example, in football, one has to be skillful to know how they'll be able to shoot the ball to enter into the post either during a penalty or a free kick. You also talked about help in developing life skills like communication skills. That was the same with that is like the same point with your lies almost like the same point with your fifth point. So the same rebuttal. You also talked about access to healthcare. How many people who are gifted at academics actually have this access to healthcare? But those who are gifted at sport actually have more access to this healthcare because their clubs are able to sign in find a particular hospital that will be able to help the players anytime they get injured, which will make it faster and easier for them to recover. Unlike academics, where you have to, or like those who are gifted at academics that have to go and start looking for hospitals that they will go to, and even the companies that have the companies that have this healthcare, how many of them are actually active? You also talked about. These were some of the points I was able to gather from your presentation round. Thank you.
Right on time, Timothy. Right on time. We will now go straight to Anthony's rebuttal. Anthony Ndukwe Anagha is 13 years old, a student of New Hall International School. He is in year 10, which is, SS1 as well. Anthony, your 3 minutes start now.
Starting Depending on the existing protocol, I want to conquer some of the points that my co-debater made. Firstly, he made mention of sports giving physical health benefits. In most schools now, there's a class on a subject called PH. That's called physical health education. This provides you the physical health benefits knowledge that you needed for you to even maintain your body composure. So they're not neglecting the necessity in physical health. Second, you also made mention of sports leadership skills. Academic also supports leadership skills through through class projects and all those extracurricular activities that doesn't have to do with writing or anything called written sector. You also said that Isaac Newton and Ronaldo did had more effect than Isaac Newton, but Isaac Newton benefited in the physics sector, and Ronaldo helped in the entertainment sector. So I can't really see your elaborate point right there. Academics earns more. You said that entertainers earn more than academics. Well, academic earns more. And academic provides you more money, either through entrepreneurship or through investment. And I must ask this question to you: is the richest man in the world a footballer? Also, you stated about internet celebrities. I don't see how you visiting internet celebrities benefits society in total. You also made mention of sports having more career opportunities than academic, around 100,000 or more. But it stated here that academic produce like hundreds of millions of career opportunities than academics, than sports. You made mention that you have to look at your job. That you also made mention that you have to search for a job after you have gotten your academic requirements, but also for related to sports and entertainment industries. Even though you may be skilled, you still need to have connections for it to even be successful in the department that you focus on. And you also stated about how sport and entertainment industries have more critical thinking knowledge than those academics. I still don't understand how those who lack the academic standard will have more critical thinking than those who went to school and came out with a bachelor degree, master degree, and so on. Also, you made mention of how healthcare going to hospitals. Nowadays, office and companies offer something called pension. Pension is a system that focuses on allowing people to earn an income even after they have retired. Lastly, you also made mention about the more career opportunities, but it stated that academic has more career opportunities. Going back to my own point, I would like to also make mention that academic helps with intellectual growth, stability, career growth, long-term opportunities, and helps in increasing our global perspective of the society. It also benefits the society through giving us knowledge that we need to understand and have. Thank you.
All right, then. We will take another short break to give both of you a chance to recoup and prepare to close your arguments. Lagos, this is Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Debate Tournament Season 7. We are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, so do well to join the live streams. Our debaters today are both 13-year-old, they're both 13 years old rather, both in SS1. And of course, it has been quite the show. Let's take a short break.
Back at you with some news that you can use. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you are out there and you are a fan of the sweet things, I'm talking ice cream, but you know that you are lactose intolerant. Indeed, more than 70% of people who are black have been said to be lactose intolerant. So I am likely talking to somebody who needs the information that I'm dropping on them. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Just the Light non-dairy ice cream. This is Nigeria's first plant-based ice cream suitable for individuals who are lactose intolerant and those who just want to indulge. Yes, this is for you. It is conveniently available at all major supermarkets and stores nationwide. Manufactured and distributed by Just Food Limited, Just the Light non-dairy ice cream can be purchased online at www.justfood.ng. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are you waiting for? Go out there, get yourself a piece of this sweetness, and welcome to the lactose intolerant side of life.
And so the debate continues. We've had the presentation and rebuttal rounds. We go into the closing arguments now.
That's right, and straight into the closing arguments we go. We will start with the motion supporter, 13-year-old Anthony Ndukwe Anagha, a student of New Hall International School. He is in year 10. Anthony, you now have 3 minutes to rest your case. Those 3 minutes start now.
I am back and I still remain Anthony Ndukwe now, a representative of North National School, and I'm still supporting the motion which states, and I quote, it is more advantageous to be gifted in academics and sports. First thing, I'd like to re-emphasize on the points which I made before regarding to the income disparities, in which people normally say that money and wealth is power. So I still don't know why this point should ever be ignored. First thing, I'd like to make mention on the fact that people with a bachelor degree earn $24,900 more per year than those with a high school diploma. Secondly, I'd like to go to the technological advancement. A research done by the OECD, that's the Organization for Economical Cooperation and Development, states, and I quote, puts that countries with a high level of academic achievement tend to have higher access to technology advancement and adoption rates, such like the USA that have a literacy level of 75 to 100% higher than Nigeria. And you can clearly see the difference between technology between both of them. Also, the global competitiveness. Global competitiveness is a research done by the US Census Bureau states that countries with higher level of academic achievement tend to be more competitive between both of them on a global stage, which benefits the society at the end of everything. In addition, it also increases your access to healthcare. Research done by the U.S. Census Bureau also states again that people with a high level of education tend to have more access to health coverages, health services, and facilities and programs. It also affects your quality of life. Research done by the HDI, that's the Human Development Indices, states that academic achievements plays a pivotal role in income rates, and life expectancy, also constantly ranking the country in total. It also assists in crime reduction. Research done by the NBR, that's the National Bureau of Economic Resources, states that people or countries with a high level of academic achievement are less likely to commit criminal behaviors or fall prone to all these situations because I'm of the consequences and how to evade such situations. Also, a research done by the World Bank shows in which educational helps and attainment by region and also benefiting the society in total. It also helps in providing intellectual development, class ability, social mobility. It also creates a foundation for critical thinking, diverse skill set, diverse career paths, and development of the society in general. It also helps in promoting stability. Education and academics helps in creating a standing and a foundation for people to follow on, not for them to just depend on their physical prowess, which may decline with age, I state. Also, it also assists in promoting respect and also sportsmanship. Academics pros in promoting respect, in which it teaches you on how to be respectful to your elders, on the moral sector, to not only on the academical or the financial sector. It teaches you on how to be respectful, how to be sportsmanship, how to understand how to handle wins and losses. And it also teaches you how to manage social skills such as association and cultural exchange and many more. So it teaches you skills like leadership skills, cooperation skills, communication skills. It also teaches you skills about your leadership, your personal discipline such as resilience, perseverance, and never giving up. In conclusion, I'm stating that we need to recognize that academic is a necessity. That is not a want, it is a need. That we need to understand before we can even produce. How can we make a development? How can we make a forward in our country? How can we produce if we don't understand how things were made? Now we need to understand that this knowledge is a necessity in the society. That without this, we're not going to make a step forward. And I want to ask you all, don't you want to improve? Thank you.
And right on time as well.
And he deserves a warm round of applause.
And now it's over to his opponent. Also 13 years old, Ebule Timothy Chukwuebuka. Your 3 minutes. Start.
Thank you. I'd like to start by stating the fact that those who are gifted at sports are more generous than those gifted at academics. For example, the likes of Serena Williams, J.J. Watt, and David Beckman are well known for their donations towards supporting the less privileged in their health, education, etc. Not to talk of our very own African footballer Sadio Mane, who built a hospital, infrastructure, and schools in his country without the help of the government. Also, those who are gifted at sports are more of role models, which makes them to be mindful of what they do. Again, they live a more healthy lifestyle. One has to be healthy before he can engage in any sporting activities, which makes them to engage in healthy feeding style and also in regular exercise. Lastly, those who are gifted at sport have more traveling opportunities than those gifted at academics. I am sure you know that those who are gifted at sports travel for international games, international competitions, road games, which they don't personally pay for. Or don't you know that this is the reason why they interact better with people? In conclusion, sport promotes community engagement and social cohesion. Or do I need to remind you of the unity that arose within us Nigeria when Nigeria played and won against South Africa on the 7th of February 2024? Now, I would like to rebuttal some of your points. During your rebuttal, you said that schools have PHE that provides exercise that is needed. Well, during this PHE, isn't it more of writing that they do? And how many times do they actually do exercise during PHE? They only do more of writing. Also, you said that class projects are given for people for students to work in team. As this class project, how often is this class project given? You see more of individual work in your academic sector than more of teamwork in the academics. You see more of individual work in the academic sector than teamwork. Unlike sports, where players play in team, like I've said before. You also talked about people You also talked about those gifted at sports needing to get a connection before they can get a job in their various sports. Well, those who are gifted at academics actually they are the ones that need connection before they can get well-paying jobs. But while those who are gifted at sports, all they need to do is go online and look for clubs that are actually looking for players, and then they call the number there and show their skills, and then they get a job. You also talked about pension plan. How many companies you see that do pension plan? Those who are gifted at sports actually have more. How many companies you see do pension plan, while those who are gifted at sports actually have savings from when they were during their active days. You also talked about respect and sportsmanship. Those who are gifted at sport actually have more respect.
Not to sound like I'm like a shy woman. Oh my word!
Or seem like a spoiled sport, huh?
I mean, not to rain on your parade, but your time was up.
Well, interesting debate.
Indeed.
Once again, I am compelled to remind you that both Anthony and Timothy are only just 13. And for 13-year-olds, this has been a very impressive debate.
That's right. Impressive indeed. You should see the comments on here. What a show this has been. Oh dear. Well, I do not envy the judges. I mean, I'm happy I'm no longer a judge and I beg to differ. I'm happy I'm no longer a judge and I beg to differ, because that takes off the pressure. But then again, Lagos. We're streaming live on Facebook. We're streaming live on YouTube. Just type Nigeria Info. I beg to differ. The live streams will pop up. You do not want to miss what is happening in the studio this evening. Our debaters are Ebule Timothy Chukwuebuka. He is 13 years old. Bijamic Private Schools representative. He's in SS1. Anthony Ndukwe Anagha is also 13 years old. Proud representative of New Hall International School. He is in year 10. They went head to head on the topic. It is more advantageous to be gifted at academics than sports. Anthony supported the motion and said, indeed, it is more advantageous to be gifted at academics than sports. While Timothy said, no, it is more advantageous to be gifted at sports than to be gifted at academics. They presented, rebutted, and closed. And now the judges have to decide.
So the judges are collating. It is done. Nothing else will affect their judgment now.
That's right.
It's just the collation. So you would hear from the judges in just a bit. Again, when after the debate, we share some pointers as to help you debate better in the future or to speak better. It's for your advantage. It's also for the advantage of the listening audience, especially young kids of school age who someday hope to take this stage
That's right.
that you've taken. And that also goes to your fellow debating competitors in the round. So, like I said in the earlier debate, I would say the same thing. Aim for clarity. And particularly you, Anthony, your speech is pretty rapid, which perhaps is nature, or it could be an exigency of the occasion. You have a lot of points and you want to pass them. You pass them on quickly in 3 minutes, so I can understand you are fast. But try and make sure that you're as clear as possible. You communicate concisely. You see, if you speak very rapidly in normal speech, people will tend to say, pardon me? Hold on, what did you say? In an exercise of this nature, nobody's interrupting you. So there is a tendency that people will probably lose critical parts of what you say. And for a marker, it could make it difficult for the marker to quickly move on to the next, to score you and move on to the next idea and give you the maximum points. To avoid a situation where you could have earned higher points, maximum points, but because the marker was a bit distracted trying to figure out what you said. Now, this applies to both of you. I'm saying I'm looking at Anthony because Anthony was more quick fire, more in his speech, but the lessons are the same. There are a number of words I will come to. I guess, I don't know, have you got some words that you would like them to pay attention to?
Honestly, Femi, I was just carried away by what they were saying. I wasn't taking notes.
Okay. So, I would just say a few. Timothy, it's develop, not develop. Do you understand? It's develop. Okay. It's academic, not academic. Do you understand? I mean, there could be a bit of provincialism in it, but you are a student, so you need to learn to say the correct thing wherever you go. Okay, academic. Of course, the player was David Beckham. I don't know who David Beckman was, but I guess maybe it was in the spur of the moment. David Beckham. Economy, not economy. Economy or something. I'm not sure what you said there. And you also said towards the end when you said, and now I'd like to rebuttal some of your points. I know you meant I'd like to rebut. Do you understand? I'd like to make some rebuttals, but essentially that's it. For you, Anthony, there was a point where you started, I think it was for your rebuttal, and you said you wanted to conclude. What were you trying to say? Yes.
I mean, I was like trying to say I'm not supporting his view on the sector.
Okay.
As you're saying concur.
Okay.
I concur with your opinion or something like that.
Okay. So you said you concur, and what you meant was that you don't agree.
With it, yes, with it.
Okay. The word means actually the opposite.
Oh, it means agree.
Yes. If you concur, that means I agree with you. Okay. And okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. So bear that in mind. And there was a part where you said activities that doesn't,
I caught that one.
Yes.
I caught that one.
And then you came back and corrected in your repeat. So I know, but again, pay attention to that. You said earn a income. I'm not sure how you managed to go from earn to A, but I'm sure you didn't mean it. It was in rapid speech. But you do know what it should be, shouldn't it? It should be what?
No, they earning.
Eh?
They earning, like they're earning higher income than those.
Yes,
What's the determiner? You're supposed to say "and" to earn an income. Okay.
To earn an income.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of earn a income. And there was a part where you said you're talking about how to be sportsmanship.
I heard that one too.
Yes, how to be sportsmanship. I'm sure what you meant was how to be sportsmanly or sportsmanlike. Do you understand? You could use either sportsmanly or sportsmanlike. Okay? And I know you were talking about sportsmanship. Okay? Do you understand? So you can't say try to be sportsmanship. You might say try a little bit of, what you did there showed that you had. It shows sportsmanship on your part, but once you refer to it in that way, you can't say how to be sportsmanship, how to be sportsmanly, how to be sportsmanlike. Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Yvonne. Are we good to go?
Not yet. Not good to go. Not good to go. Not good to go. I see this message here says, "Hello, Yvonne and Femi. You guys hardly read my messages." Oh, don't accuse us. We beg to differ on that. Please. Well, I love these two 13-year-olds. They bust my brain.
We could start with your name first.
Personally, that he didn't leave a name, but he goes on to say, personally, to the glory of God, I had the best of both worlds in uni. But I will tell you both for free that I had unlimited access to the VC's office, even the government. And that was because of sports. To the point where my course mates had this impression that I was being given more perks by the school. Sports really opened doors for me in university. Okay, good for you.
And I understand. I understand what none of this matters now to the final score.
Right.
We already have 2, 3, if not all
the judges
of the judges. But again, several points. There were missed opportunities as well. There were some missed opportunities that I noted, and I was going and people know I have bias for sports.
Oh yeah, I remember Timothy said David Beckman.
Yeah,
I'm sure you meant Beckham.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
amazing what when you're in the heat of the moment,
Yeah,
how
it
your
happens.
words just become
Yes,
befuddled at a
yes,
point, and
yes.
these things happen. When he said Beckerman, and I think that is the same thing that happened to me after you both bamboozled me with your points, and for a moment there, my tongue was tied, and I could not even pronounce academics. I said academics. It was wild.
Yes.
But you know how it is. So I understand what the pressure is, because I felt some of that pressure when you spoke, as you both
Yeah.
spoke.
Yeah.
To the point that someone here has decided to tease me with that. He says, headmistress, kata kata, scrata scrata, matrak. It's not your fault, okay? I beg to
Yeah.
differ, but it's okay. AKA Yvonne, I greet you. Oh. You see this year? No grief for those tongue-twisting words. So. Thank you very much.
Dotun, I see you. And you went a little hard on Anthony, saying Anthony is playing smart and safe with international stats. Let him bring his arguments home. Welcome back, Timothy. You are better, and I wish you both best of luck. Yeah. Again, I guess what you are trying to say is that what do the local stats say, the local data? Well, it's all part of it. And don't forget, and we don't like this. For those of us who deal with data, we know that global data is far more available than local
That's
data
right.
in the Nigerian context. So it's hard to blame a kid who looks at the global standards. And, and then I also agree on the point of localizing. But I think if we localize, if these two individuals had decided to really localize, it would have given the edge to even Timothy. Because if you want to really localize in the Nigerian context, and I like the fact where they had different. So here's this funny part. So Anthony says he gives some earning averages and says academics earn more annually on the average. And Timothy comes and rebuts and says, Ogbeni, look at the kind of monies that Ronaldo, people like Ronaldo
That's right.
earn. How many academics can earn that kind of money, 200 and something thousand dollars or euros or whatever in a week? In a week. He didn't say a week. I wish he had put that
added
a week.
in a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just said he earns, but he needed to say weekly. How many academics earn that much in a week?
Yeah, but I like that.
And Anthony came back to say, who's the richest man?
Oh, I was going to say
Who's
that.
the
That's what I was
richest
going to say.
man?
You know,
Isn't that
he said he's the richest man in the world, a footballer. And then he's like,
I was like, okay, these small boys are just going. All right.
we see that the judges have sent in their scores.
I thoroughly enjoyed the debate.
Oh,
and
I
I
did
want to
as
thank
well.
both of you for giving us that. And you'd pardon us if we forgot that you were only 13. It's kudos to both of you. But now it is decision time.
It is indeed. And
Yeah. And it's that decision time
my soul
that
is
my
sweating.
precious colleague Carl Orakwe would seek my attention. Thank you, Carl, for being a part of I Beg to Differ students' debate.
Okay, and
Time
one of
to
the
decide.
judges is saying we should wait. We should wait.
We
So
should
let's
wait
wait
for the
because
finals.
this is cutting it close.
And I
The
wish,
judges are divided, Femi.
Yeah.
It is.
I
You know
hope you
what?
guys will tell us, don't give us a stalemate and tell us we'll need another 10 minutes.
Let's
so.
take a short break first of all. Let's just take a short break.
8 candidates have so far advanced from the playoffs to the round of 16 of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Season 7. Find out who will join the 8 to complete the round of 16 candidates as the playoffs continue on Monday. I am Yvonne Okhaifo. Join Femi, Obong-Daniels and me Mondays to Thursdays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. I Beg to Differ Season 7. 32 debaters, 1 winner, 1 million naira. Supported by Obiwizi and Just Food. For sponsorship, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
Well, it is indeed decision time. Let's go.
And I wonder what is going to happen in this decision. I'm just seeing suggestions that this is going to be mightily close.
Indeed.
All right, let me start with the scorecard of the Chief Judge, Judge Chike Ngbadiche. For the presentation rounds, Anthony, 12 points. Timothy, 18 points. Rebuttal rounds. Anthony, 18.5 points. Timothy, 9.5. Closing rounds. Anthony, 17.5. Timothy, 13 points. For style, Anthony, 8. Timothy, 7. The Chief Judge scores this 56 points to 47.5. Advantage, Anthony.
Let's come to Judge Ishioma's scorecard. Just a moment. Right, Judge Ishioma's scorecard here presents, well, for style, she awards both Timothy and Anthony 7. For presentation, she awards 15 points to Anthony and 20 points to Timothy. For rebuttal, she awards 10 points to Anthony and 7 points to Timothy. For closing, she awards 11 points to Anthony and 11 points to Timothy, with a total of 43 in favor of 43 to Anthony and 45 to Timothy.
Which takes us now to the next judge, Judge Ufoma. Ufoma scores in the following order. Presentation rounds. Anthony, 14 points. Timothy, 18.5 points. Rebuttals. Anthony, 16.5 points. Timothy, 10.5 points. Closing. Anthony, 10 points. Timothy, 17 points. Style, Anthony, 8. Timothy, 8.5. For a total of 48.5 points to Anthony and 54 points to Timothy.
And that brings us to Judge Ama's scorecard, where she awards 15 points to Timothy and 17 points to Anthony. For rebuttal.
Could you be clear? Presentation rounds, you mean?
Presentation rounds,
Presentation
yes.
round.
15 points to Timothy and 17 points to Anthony. For rebuttals, 10 points to Anthony and 8 points to Timothy. For closing, 13.5 points to Timothy and 15 points to Anthony. 7 points apiece to both of you for style, with a total of 49 to 43.5 in favor of Anthony.
All right. So we come to the total of our scores.
This is close. So close.
There are certain things about the scoring that are almost universal. Almost universal that Timothy took the presentation round.
You're right.
Almost universal that Anthony took the rebuttal rounds. And the majority also thought that Anthony took the closing rounds. The margins are what determine it. There were some instances where the judges differed and they were well within their right to determine what it was. For instance, would a judge have scored Timothy the full marks at the point where he finished his closing remarks and went back to rebuttals? Most of the judges, if not all of them, added that to the score. And I see that, except on one occasion where Timothy ran away with the closing arguments. For most of them, Anthony had it. Give that context, and we go into the final scoring. No doubt, brilliant debate by two very young minds.
That's right.
And I know that this was difficult for the judges because they had to pay attention to every point. And like them, we are all proud of these two. Having said that, here are the totals. Anthony, 56.4 plus 43. That's 56 plus 43 plus 48.5 plus 49. That's your total. I will read the totals later, the final total. Timothy, 47.5 plus 45 plus 54 plus 43.5. The swing is 6.5 marks. For the winner and qualifier, 196.5 to 190 points. Our winner, Anthony Ndukwe Anagha.
Anthony, you just did a you did a moment. Oh dear. This was really close. This was really close.
And however you winged it, it is sad to see Timothy go.
And Timothy, you're a fighter. I know that for sure. This is not your first time, nor is it your second time. And I hope that it won't be your last time, because you have that fighting spirit, which I wholeheartedly admire. I hope that you don't quit. I look forward to seeing you in the next season, and I hope I'll be looking out for your entry, okay? And I hope that you enter next time.
And
it would be sweet to see you advance to the finals and to one day be the winner of I Beg to Differ, because And
I pity those who will debate with Timothy when he's 14, or 15. It's brilliant,
That's
no
right.
doubt. Again, I want to thank both of you for marshalling the points. And it's also a testament to some of what we say. There are some debate topics. You will look at it and you just assume on the surface that one debater has the advantage over the other.
That's right.
Not until they begin to marshal
The points. Indeed.
And I love the fact that these two individuals, despite their young years, were able to marshal so much. At the point in the closing stages, when Timothy suddenly said, and finally, I was like, you want to end it so quick? And then when he wrapped it up, he then said, and now let me go and rebut some
of the points that were made.
And I think the judges were right in awarding the points he made in the rebuttals, especially the unique points he made that were not
original points.
Yes, unique and original. If they were not repetitions of previous points made. However, again, everything is down to conjecture, and we appreciate the fine work the judges have done
so far.
It wasn't easy. At the point after they are judged, they told us to let's cross-check.
That's right.
And then they calmed down, cross-checked, and finally the verdict is out. I'm proud of you, Timothy. Well done.
And I look forward to seeing your entry again, okay?
Yes, most certainly.
Timothy, you cannot quit until you have won. Do you understand me?
Yes.
I don't care how long it takes, but I want to see you coming back. Okay? I want you to come back. Okay?
And the only reason why you are not progressing to the next round is that only one person can progress in this debate.
That's
It
right.
has nothing at all to do with your quality.
brilliance.
I like the way you marshaled your points. I like the fact that you took your time, you were clear. And I also like the fact that you knew what you were talking about.
That's right.
And you use connective, appreciatively. And you would be, you clearly are a brilliant mind.
Indeed.
In the making. And for some would have said, what are you going to say about a sportsman? Okay, apart from the usual things, there were certain.
But he made points.
Yes,
Timothy made so many points.
Made points.
By the way, you first entered this competition when you were 11 years old, the youngest.
At the time.
At the time,
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Timothy is an I beg to differ baby at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He's an IBTD baby.
Yes.
And I really am rooting for your success, which is why I want you to not quit, okay? Don't quit. I want you to come back, okay? And to you...
Yeah, Timothy,
Anthony,
the Timothy story is a type you would like to tell.
I agree.
And when Nigeria Info begins to tell the backstories, which we will, which
That's
we
right.
must, the backstories of some of these brilliant debaters. Oh, what a story it will be.
Indeed, indeed. Anthony, here is your topic for the round of 16. See you next week when we start. Timothy,
So
you deserve a
it's-
round of applause.
It's 16-year-old Emmanuel Bethel against 13-year-old Anthony Ndukwe Anagha in the round of 16. It
Indeed.
will be interesting.
Indeed. Well, Timothy, again, don't quit, okay? I would love to see you back. So please come back, okay? Come back. I saw your audition last, season. Unfortunately, it didn't quite make the mark, but this time it did. See? So do not quit, okay? Do not quit.
We've run out of time because we needed a lot of time to settle the judging. We apologize for this. It's 6 o'clock. That means we've got to go.
Right.
But we thank you very much. We see your messages. We'll take them under advisement. We see all of the Ayuola from K2, from Mubarak, from you Cosmos. We see all of this comments. And though we cannot take your phone calls, we will be back tomorrow.
That's right.
Is that a closer?
Well, same time, same station, Lagos. I beg to differ returns tomorrow for the continuation of playoffs. Until then, it is bye for now.
It's time for the news.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria.